You're not a Roman citizen. You're not free. You're a slave. But before we go back, tell me, where are you watching from? What time is it there? Midnight? 3 a.m.? Wherever you are, you made it here. Now close your eyes and step into ancient Rome. You wake up in ancient Rome, not as a senator, not as a gladiator, but as a slave. Congratulations, you've hit rock bottom, 2,000 years early. No bed, just straw, and maybe a rat. Actually, definitely a rat. And guess what? He's sleeping better than you. Before you can even process where the hell you are, clank. Your ankle chain yanks. Time to start your work day. If you thought Mondays were bad in 2024, you stumble into the kitchen of a Roman villa. It's 4:30 a.m. The cook is already screaming. He's drunk. Again. You're handed a pot of boiling goat guts. Your job? Stir it. Don't spill, or you'll get whipped with an olive branch. Again. It's not symbolic. It just hurts. You're sweating. The fire is hot. And your only reward? Someone calling you filthier in Latin. No coffee? No breaks? No HR? Your name? Doesn't matter. Your opinion? Less than that. This is day one. And trust me, you're not making it to day two. You just survived kitchen duty. Barely. Your hands smell like goat. Your arms feel like noodles. And now? Now they want you to clean the atrium. The atrium. As in, the massive marble courtyard where rich Romans sit around and complain about grapes. You're handed a broom. No, not a modern one. A bundle of sticks tied together with a shoelace. You could fight off a squirrel with this thing. Maybe. You start sweeping. There's dirt, leaves, possibly blood, and vomit. Always vomit. A Roman teenager just had too much wine. It's 10 in the morning. A noblewoman passes you. She looks at you like you're a shoe stain. She doesn't say thank you. She says, you missed a spot. You bow. Because sarcasm isn't invented yet. Also, she owns you. Awkward. Halfway through cleaning, a kid throws a fig at your head. Not even a fresh one. You flinch. Everyone laughs. You're not a person. You're a background decor. A living mop with anxiety. And just when you think maybe, just maybe, the worst is over, someone yells, "The latrines need scrubbing." You smile politely. On the inside, you scream in 5 different languages. Welcome to Roman hospitality. Hope you brought gloves. Just kidding, you didn't. Ah yes, the latrines. Rome's public bathrooms, where privacy goes to die. Imagine dozens of stone holes in a long bench, with strangers making eye contact while doing their business. Welcome to the Roman restroom. No stalls, no flushing, just you. And the worst smell since the invention of smells. Your job? Scrape, with a dull bronze scraper. Because of course, they gave you a metal tongue depressor instead of gloves. You gag, you cry, you question all your life choices, even though none of them were yours. Toilet paper? Try a communal sponge on a stick, soaking in vinegar. That's right, 1 sponge for everyone. You drop it. Now you have to retrieve it. Welcome to rock bottom, Roman edition. You look up. A rich merchant walks by and says, "You missed a spot." He tosses you a coin and laughs as it rolls directly into the sewage trench. Great. You've just been tipped in poop. A slave beside you whispers, "Only 12 more hours." You stare into the sponge bucket. And honestly, it stares back. Congratulations! You've cleaned floors, latrines, and possibly your soul. But don't celebrate yet. Tonight is a feast. And guess who's working it? You. Because of course, the villa smells like roasted meat, wine, and overpowering ego. Rich guests arrive in togas whiter than your future. One guy's toga is so long, you trip over it and nearly land in the olives. He doesn't even notice. He's too busy asking, "Is the wine aged or just cheap?" You wouldn't know, because you're the wine guy. You pour goblet after goblet, your hand shaking like a Roman earthquake. One drop spills on a senator's sandal. You brace for death. But instead, he just snaps his fingers and says, "Smile, slave. You're part of the atmosphere." Atmosphere? You're 2 seconds from becoming a historical crime documentary. Then come the entertainers. Dancers, flute players, a guy pretending to be a fish. Because Rome is weird. You try not to laugh, because slaves don't get to laugh. Unless the rich person says something funny, like, "This board tastes almost as poor as you." You chuckle. You die inside. Suddenly, someone yells, "Bring the vomit bowl." Yup, that's real. Romans eat until they explode, then vomit on purpose, so they can keep eating. Guess who holds the bowl? Hi, it's you again. Your hands are shaking. Your brain is screaming. And somewhere deep in your soul, a little voice whispers, "You could have been a goat herder." But no, the feast is over. The wine, spilled. The guests, slurring Latin. And you, still standing, unfortunately. The host claps his hands and says, "Time for after-dinner fun." Oh no, this never ends well. A group of drunk Romans circle around, and who do they point to? You. "Show us your trick, slave." What trick? You can barely stand. They hand you a flute. You don't play the flute. They don't care. You squeak out something that sounds like a dying duck. They roar with laughter, not with you, at you. One noblewoman leans in and slurs, "He's like a sad little monkey." You nod, because sad little monkey is now your entire job title. Then comes the real horror. They bring out the wheel. You gulp. This is Spin the Slave, an actual Roman game where they tie you to a wooden wheel, spin you around, and throw rotten fruit at your face. You dodge an apple, take a tomato to the nose, and someone yells, "He bleeds red like our wine." A drunk senator slips on the vomit floor. Everyone laughs, except you, because your lip is bleeding and your dignity is somewhere under the cheese platter. Then the master pats your head and says, "Get some rest, boy. Tomorrow's another glorious Roman day." You drag yourself back to your mat, the mat that's more bugs than cloth. You lie there, eyes wide, whispering, "I miss the toilets." You wake up with a swollen toe. From last night's tomato assault? Maybe. From rats biting your foot in your sleep? More likely. You limp to your duties. The master notices. "What's wrong with your foot, slave?" You hesitate. Mistake number 1. He calls the medicus, a doctor. If by doctor you mean a guy with zero training and an unhealthy love for knives and leeches. He examines your toe and smiles. Smiles. This one needs bloodletting, and possibly beeswax. Wait, what? You're pinned down. He pulls out a rusty blade that looks like it belonged to a pirate. No numbing, no washing, just slice and scream. You yell. He says, "Excellent. The demon of infection is leaving." The demon? "Sir, I think it's just pus." Then he rubs hot ash on the wound. Ash. From the kitchen fire. And the grand finale? A leech. Right on the open cut. It wiggles. You cry. Someone in the background says, "Roman medicine is divine." You lose more blood than dignity. Barely manage to stand. The master says, "Feeling better now?" And you, smiling, half dead, oozing infection, you nod. Because this is Rome, and you're just a slave. It starts with smoke. You're scrubbing vomit out of a mosaic floor when you smell it. Burning wood, not the kitchen, the city. People start shouting, running, screaming. The streets are chaos. Horses bolt. Merchants cry over melting cheese wheels. And you're holding a mop and zero options. The master yells, "Protect the villa!" With what, sir? Your slave army of one? The fire gets closer. And suddenly, crash. A flaming beam lands on the courtyard. The villa's half on fire. The master shouts, "Who did this?" His eyes land on you, soaking wet, holding a bucket. And now, you're the arsonist. They drag you to the square, crowd yelling, "Traitor!" You try to explain, "I was cleaning the..." Too late. You've been tried, convicted. And your punishment? Public humiliation. You're paraded through the streets in chains. They tie garlic around your neck. Why? Who knows? Romans were weird. Someone throws a cabbage. Someone else yells. I bet he set fire with his demonic breath. You're locked in a cage near the Colosseum. Beside a goat. The goat judges you. At night, you stare at the stars and whisper, "Should have just stayed in 2025. And that, friend, is life as a Roman slave. No freedom, no mercy, just pain, plagues, and public toilets with no walls. Sleep tight. You earned it.